bad shit. We're just going fucking live. If you're gonna fucking ask a question that should be on the fucking pod, for fuck's sake, we're gonna go live. Like, we're just gonna push this bitch live.
Little insight before we went live. I wanted to put a little.
Fuck it. We'll do it live.
JRo's gonna. Wow.
Since when have we ever? No, not yet.
Oh.
Since when have we ever when have we ever held things behind the closed doors? Jesus Christ.
I really because we
after the show we talked shit.
Yeah, we had this conversation. We were watching them play LSR on Saturday night, but on whatever Friday night of the first duel when they were playing Sunnies, it was like they were like teasing them. Up 16, up 8, up 3, up 12, up 4, up 25. Like, it was like they were playing a fucking little game with them to see how close they can let them get and then fucking smash it.
I walked out with Bradley Jones after Saturday night, and I just looked at him. I'm like, can you fucking stop making this boring? Like, because it was Sonny's at least got it to 7 innings. But other than that, I don't.
Hey, our game was 8-3, and then next thing I know, it was 23-3.
Is that bad? Is that tough to come back from real quick?
And that was
there was only one. And there was only one out. And there was only one out in the inning.
65-mile-an-hour winds. Phil hits one off the top of the tree with the wind blowing dead in at 40 miles an hour. Goes, damn, I missed that one. We said, dude, you're hitting the top of the tree.
Well, that was the crazy thing, because the second duel, you could have had all 4 of the major teams out early in the losers bracket. Like, Resi almost lost to West Point, which I would have loved that.
So that's what usually happens. You know, the first duel, everyone, the teams that play a lot, the second duel, they're tired and they get beat. If you look at the first duel, the second duel, all those teams that went 1-2 or 0-2 had good second duels, and the teams that went 3-2 or 4-2 had like middle of the road to shitty duels.
Yeah. Well, I saw Sonny's at the end. I looked at Pink. He was walking, I think, back to the head, or he was walking out of the dugout. The guy looked like he had traveled 150 miles on bare horseback.
You know how old he is, right?
Yeah. You also know he's in way better shape than I've ever been.
Yeah, but he's in his 50s.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Those are long ass games, regardless of age.
And they tried giving him a break against who was it? They tried giving him a break against somebody. Play. Yeah, no, it was in the stadium because I had the game.
Oh, okay. I know
they brought somebody. They brought in Kenneth Kane, and he walked away.
Yeah. And then he sat during straight play, and Austin got thrown out, and then J Max had to come in and pitch. And someone hit middle on him.
It was wild. But yeah, so your question was, do you think Resi gets beat?
When do they lose?
Well, they're going to lose on a 300-foot field. Like, Texas would have been a tournament for them to lose.
Dude,
I don't know, man. They look at last year too. Look at their last year team. They won. I mean, the only time that they really lost a tournament was when they had a bunch of injuries, right?
Yeah. Conference championship.
Right.
Towards the end of the year.
I don't know. I mean, some of the rumblings were like, is this the first team that goes all year undefeated? You know,
that'd be tough. They're definitely gonna. I mean,
they're gonna lose games
or win all the tournaments they're in.
I can't say they're not gonna lose a game, but I can say they might lose a couple. I think Resi, and we were trying to figure it out. Was it 16? Mooch might know 16 or 17.
All right, he wants to come in. He wants to talk some shit. Let's talk some shit. Let's get. You know what, Mooch? Let's get her going. Is it black for you guys too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he froze.
That's what she said. Was that a good spot for that?
All right, let's see what happened here. We'll get Mooch back in here. Let's get her going though. Once Mooch gets moving again, we'll get him back in here. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Bring It, baby. We got her night. I've got I got a 6-pack. I got a 4-pack. I already had a tall boy. All right, looks like he's back in here. We're gonna have him jump in. There we go. I got a lot of bevs tonight because we're gonna have ourselves a fucking night, and we're doing a little different because Mooch is already in here. D Money, what's happening? What you drinking?
What's going on, JRo? I got like my Paloma variant here tonight. Got some tequila, some Fresca, and some lime juice. I'm ready to roll. Let's
Coco
go.
Money, what's happening, baby? You're the Coco. What are you drinking?
Juice box, baby.
I'm drinking a Brave Berry Danimal
Jesus fuck.
smoothie.
You get out of here, dude.
You motherfucker. What
Yeah.
the fuck?
Oh, that was
Mailman, what
good,
you
though.
got?
I got the old sweet tea.
Love it. Mooch, what are you drinking?
It ain't fucking sweet tea. Dogfish
Ooh,
head,
Dogfish head.
little crown.
Is that a one? What's the number on? Is that one of the numbered, the 120 or something? The 90, the dogfish?
Yeah, this is the 60-minute.
Okay, that's a good one. The 120 will
Summers.
put me right on my ass.
So
Yeah, the
Mooch,
120. A lot of people wouldn't like me to be on the show talking.
Okay, so
Bullshit.
go get one.
Yeah.
I'll even craft a beer.
where are you? Wherever you are, I'm going to find out if there's a drizzy down there and have somebody deliver you some fucking 120s real quick. The amount of bullshit and shit talking that we're going to get into tonight anyway. So Rezi, yeah, just talking the shit. I said, I got the message. Let's get you in here. What do you think?
As far as if they're going to lose it all,
Well, yeah, when and or where will they lose?
honestly, it could happen at any time. But Arizona baseball fields, that's their forte.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to say Chicago.
Mooch, what year was it when Resi lost like 6 games? What year was that? With BJ Folk and all them.
No, they actually went 63-3.
Okay.
That was 2007.
Okay.
We
Yeah,
beat
Rich-
them one time with Gene Shaw. They came back, beat it. They double dipped us. And then it's a Smoky Belcourt beat them twice. That was Helmer's team back then with Belcourt.
Mhm. Yeah, we were trying to figure it out this weekend. We couldn't figure it out.
Yep.
63-3.
Yeah, probably
Fuck
45 runs.
Like that was my thing. Like watching them, I wish they moved Resi to like the red quad and put somebody else in the stadium because I didn't want to like they're fun to watch to the first time through the order and the before they get their second out, but then it just gets to be a little monotonous, if you will.
Well, JRo, I was thinking you could probably pre-record some of the at-bats. Just say the player and be like, look at that bomb. And it's probably going to come true. So,
It fucking easy. Just have a fucking soundboard and we'll be good. It was funny. I was talking to DW after the first duel. We went and grabbed a bite, and he was like, he goes, the one thing you have one word that you say a lot, and it's peace. Because I have always said nice peace through whatever. I was watching the condensed games today of 2 of them, and I just said, holy shit. I said more pieces before we got to the second inning of the first Resmondo game than you threw pitches against cheap suits. It was fucking wild. How you feeling? Anyway, you had a fucking long run.
yeah, I mean, I'm a little sore. I know most of the guys are too. I mean, think about Brandon Yoder. Played all 14 games, every inning in center field. So I can only imagine what he's feeling like.
Ridiculous.
But fortunately, they're younger guys, so that's pretty good, I guess. But I feel like I got ran over by a steamroller, and I think I played 6 or 7 out of the 14. So
Jesus.
that's like the warm up for me, like try and just get back into it. Body feels like ass.
Get her moving. Well, that's the one piece too. It's nice to see with the. Why is
There you go again. There you go again with the piece.
Yeah.
One
Hey.
just the one piece.
Why is there overlay?
And that's the
not
one
working?
piece. It is now. We got it.
Oh, okay, cool. But I was looking at it's nice having you and PK. But
Yep.
it is when you guys lost in the second duel early. I thought you'd be the one major I felt like could make that run just because you did it last year in the double A's. But the way you were doing it, holy shit. You boys are just fun to watch. Like, I know it's shocking to say it and watch it. And in case you don't know, Mooch pitches for RoofX, new major team, RoofX Competitive Edge. I'm missing a couple other sponsors.
Bad draw, pure envy.
There we go. Handful
Mooch.
others.
Do you think next year they should move the finals till Saturday?
You mean
Of
just
the
that
second-
tournament or all events?
Just, I mean, basically all events with the teams being down. If the teams are down again, you think it would be an advantage to move them to Saturday?
Yeah. I mean, me personally, I'd rather play till 4 a.m. and then actually like sleep in than have to get back up. You know what I mean?
I
But
feel like
it actually did work out well. They kept us on the backfield. They asked us and Nitro said, instead of going back up to the stadium to play the 10 o'clock game, why don't you guys just stay back here? Because you know how it is. By the time everybody gets to the car, still drives up there, all that stuff, it's another 30 minutes. Me and Purcell were joking afterwards that when we finished the fourth place game with Nitro Circus, it was 10-10. And the game was originally scheduled for 10 o'clock. That never really happened. So, Mike, that's a rarity. So it did work out pretty well. And Reggie's 8 o'clock game was done at 8:15 too, because they were ahead of schedule up there.
I think that there would have been a lot more people watching on every tournament on Saturday nights than.
I always wondered why they didn't do that for Worlds. It's like they purposely make like the 3 or 4 for the games on Sunday.
Well,
that they could definitely squeeze in on a Saturday night.
I know what Coco's going to say.
Now I'm gonna say something. I hope whoever at U-Trip, doesn't get mad at me. But let's be realistic. They want to bring teams back Sunday. Gate fee.
That's what I would have said. It's $8 a guy or whatever it is this year.
It's still $800. It's $800 bringing 3 teams back. So
yeah.
Well, that was last year. We got to account for the inflation of what the gate's going to be this year. It'll probably be like $15 by the time we get down there in October. No, but because that was a big piece, not moving from the stadium to the quads, right? Cheap Suits just took down Juno, then moved to the back quad play. You guys lost. I think pretty much LOB in the first duel moved from the back quad to the stadium. They lost. I think that move does have a big see, I caught myself. Big factor into the tournament as well.
I mean, listen,
the stadium is a big effect on a lot of players.
Mm-hmm.
We all know this. I catch myself saying it too, obviously, but every player thinks they know everything. And I'm going to say, they know what they're doing. They got backup plan, another backup plan, another backup plan. They're smart individuals. They know how to do it. Me personally, I would have liked, instead of just bringing back the semifinals on Saturday, where the first one was at 4, the second one at 6, winner bracket final at 8, and you had JRo all loser bracket games on the stadium up until 4 o'clock. There was an empty field or 2 back at one time, and I know they had enough teams left where they could have used them. I think they should at least had semifinal at 2, semifinal at 4, winner's bracket final at 6, and that be it. But like I said, I don't work for U-Trip. They do a good job, but me personally, that's how I would have done it. And you could have done it if you looked at the teams and the brackets.
I mean, it gives guys a chance to go and rest after that. Have dinner. You know what I mean?
Mike, there's no such thing as that anymore. I feel like I always make the running joke and say, I can't remember the last time I sat down and ate a real meal.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So,
I mean, we played 5 games in the first duel, and I haven't got a full body cramp in like 8 years. I got one. I couldn't even fucking move. Tommy Olson, I was screaming. It
was definitely weird. I told our guys, everybody was complaining about sunburn on Friday, and I said, look, besides you can't see anything because of my sleeves, but I got olive skin. I tan.
Yeah.
You know what it was? Everybody forgets. It was Thursday. It was that wind.
Yeah.
It was windburn. 100%. Don't get me wrong. That sun was cooking, but I don't get burned. And my arms were tingling. It was definitely that wind from Thursday.
Yeah. I mean, it was that's the second windiest I've ever seen it there.
Yep. 100%.
Mm-hmm.
What was it like pitching in that wind?
I had a lot of fun.
You sure as fuck did.
No, I mean, it's definitely difficult. And what happens is, to all the pitchers out there that might be listening, it's one thing if you have that wind stay the same the whole time. And I don't mean if it's blowing in the whole time or crossing. What happens is there'd be times the wind would just stop when you're releasing the ball. So it would go like, if it's blowing in your face, you knew you had to throw a little bit harder. Next thing you know, you're throwing like line drives at the catcher. He's like this, you know?
Yeah, that I've had the same thing at Vieira. Just you try to line up a curveball and then it like the wind just completely shifts or stops. Like you said, it's a tough place to pitch for sure.
Yeah, 100%. It's a tough place to play at all. You
Mooch,
know,
did you see some of the games in the backfield
Mhm.
where teams were playing a left fielder, their center fielder and left center, and their right fielder almost in center field? They were leaving right field wide open because you hit it there, it blows right to left field.
exactly. Yep.
You saw that in the stadium too. You saw, well, I forget which way it was blowing. It was going all different ways, and guys were leaving wide open parts of the field because it didn't matter. Even if you hit it on line, it's still hanging up there.
Well, like I said, I didn't realize till I saw our stat file come over earlier today. I hate to bring up the game, which I know we're probably going to talk about, but the Cheap Shoots game. We scored 25. Easton, 50 miles an hour. I didn't realize this. We didn't hit a home run. There was obviously they didn't hit one,
run,
but we didn't hit a homer.
Yeah.
And I said, "Is that right?" I thought I remember Irvine and Terry Lambright hit one, but we did not hit one.
Wow.
Which
That's impressive.
is very shocking. I don't care what type of wind you have, but that's a compliment to our players that I think they did swing early and then they went, you know what? Why give it a shot again to try and be the guy to break it through the wind? I'm just going to base hit it or whatever, you know?
That you didn't have to move from the quad on Thursday to the stadium. You only stayed at the quad, correct? Before the weather delay?
No.
Well, before the weather delay, did you have to move?
We played our first game against Dirty Vegas on the backfield.
Mm-hmm.
And then we played round of 8. Gee, who was it?
I could look at that.
I don't know why I can't think of it, but no, it was on this. That was on the stadium too, I think. And then we played Monster, right? On the stadium.
Because the pre and post weather from that weather delay was wild. Like that because the wind changed completely. So I can't imagine like LOB had to go from the back quad dealing with that wind. I don't think they were on Red Marucci. They were on Easton and they were on the other fields. And then they had to come and deal with it.
They were on Easton.
That's right. And then they had to come deal with the fucking stadium wind. And you're playing Resi, which isn't really fun either. But either way. Well, let's go with Cheap Suits. I mean, listen, I know Cheap Suits is getting a lot of flack in the comments. But they went 4-2 in that tournament, and every team that moved from the stadium to the back quad lost.
Yeah, but JRo, you got look at their first duel too.
I know
We
they
beat
went
them.
0-2.
No, they didn't. We beat them at 8 a.m. They played till fucking like 11 o'clock at night in the first duel.
Did they?
Yeah, we beat them at 8 a.m.
They finished we were about to play them again. Primetime knocked them out of the first duel, and we had to play Primetime on the backfield.
Yep.
They played great. They really did. I mean, Brandon Traylor hit the nail on the head. What he said, and it's the truth. He's like, we're really going to get bashed after all what we did, and people didn't have any good expectations of them. You can't listen. We made 7. I didn't rewatch it. I know JRo did. I know our coach Spencer Sangster watched it. Off the top of my head, I remember 6 phenomenal plays. Not good play, great play. So, and then there was a line drive out to first, another line drive out. So they had like 4 bad swings. That's it.
Mooch, I was rooming with DW, and Mooch called DW on the way out to the park. I was trying to speed through it to get the number before you guys hung up. I had to go back and rewind it because of the plays that were made. I'm saying, how the fuck was that an out? How did that not get through? Listen, that RoofX infield, that RoofX defense behind you is
the best defense. It's got to be the best defense in the conference, I think.
Lights out.
I mean,
you got
If we didn't have a
Troyer,
6 foot, if we didn't have a 6'2" second baseman, Farron Fry, on the field at that time, who played 95% of the time,
Mhm.
that's a base hit. He went fully extended and made an unbelievable play. That's a hit all day long. McClanahan doing what he does. Jeremy with 2 unbelievable plays. Logan Rogers literally went in the outfield to give our guys breaks when we were up 20-0, and somebody mishit a ball, and he come flying in full dive or slide and shoestring called it.
Yeah.
Like, listen,
Which is
all
a
those
little-
people saying stuff about cheap suits. That's why I did get a little nasty on John King's post. Everybody's saying stuff like, "Where are you at? You ain't here." They just scored 11 runs in the bottom of the 8th to beat MPT Juneau Major team.
Mhm.
They came here. They didn't play like ass. They hit the ball hard.
7-4 in this duel, I feel, is very, very good.
they're in the
Very
mid-
respectable for an A team, I think.
They're in the
And I
major.
know those guys. And Brandon Traylor, who's been with Bay Area for years, who's now on cheap suits, he's a leader, dude. He is.
He's a
And
fucking
he
beauty.
will, they will not forget something like this, just seeing stuff on social media. I watch what they do in Texas. Trust me.
I saw them play a couple of times. I watched them in Vegas at Sin City,
Vegas,
and then
yeah,
watched
they look
them
good
a
in
couple
Vegas,
times.
too.
They've looked good every tournament. You're right. I got that mixed up with somebody else in the first duel. Like, that lineup can fucking hit.
I think they were missing.
No doubt.
I think they were missing 3 guys.
They were missing 2-3 starters. They had problems with planes and all this stuff.
The left fielder was a pickup.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and that's it. Now, your tournament in this game, and I do love that you went after guys in that. I do like that there were people saying, get the fuck out of here, basically, being like, if I got a perfect gamed, I would retire. Like, shut the fuck up. I mean, realistically, like, you're at the highest level. If you watch the game, you know it's not, it was an unbelievable plays like we were talking about to get to that perfect game. But I like that you went after guys, because it's the same thing with the home runs. You see the home runs on here. Oh, it's easy. It's underhand. It's this. It's that. Guys need to be put in their place.
Yep.
Like, get the fuck
And you know
off
what's
here.
funny? I'll be the first to admit it. I don't even remember, or I don't remember who posted it on Facebook. And it had nothing to do with the cheap suits game. And I said something to that guy about, oh yeah, do this, do that. And I did. I made a comment and I said about I threw a perfect game. But the way I phrased it, it made it seem like it was all because of me. And my own teammate, not on Facebook, in our group, called me out on it in a joking way, but a serious way, and put we. And I said, you're right. I didn't mean it like that. I wasn't being a cocky guy. That's not how I am. I'm always giving my team their props. And right away I went, that's what's great. And I was like, you're right. It is we, 100%. Because the bottom line is, if you ask me right now, Mooch, oh, you threw a perfect game. That was your greatest game ever. Not even close. It was tough. This is what I give myself credit for. That I didn't walk anybody. It was that tough to throw strikes with the
Throwing
win.
strikes, yeah.
You know,
Where was your little left fielder? Is he on the team this year?
Marcus couldn't commit this year. So no, he might pick up with somebody halfway through the year, maybe around Chicago. I heard he might go be playing with that Eli Roach sleigh ball trucking team.
Just what they need.
Yeah.
Another little fucking
That team looked pretty good.
Listen,
That team looked pretty good
they-
for a B team.
they have some Amish guys on that team, probably half the team, or guys from that Holmes County area,
Mhm.
where a couple of our guys are from. Brandon Yoder, John Eric Troyer, our sponsor Mike Yoder, Joey Miller. Listen, I've been saying it for the last 3 years. They're different breeds, man. They really are.
I love that Schlebaugh towing team, or Eli Reel now with Eli Reel Schlebaugh towing. When I talked to Josh at the Challenge Cup, and he was like, SeaWorlds doesn't work for us. That's where we make our money with Schlebaugh towing. We sell our horses. we're looking at going Conference B, and we kept that under wraps. We can't do that here at the podcast. You can say stuff to us, and we won't necessarily always go on air with it. And then seeing what they did this weekend was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
But I want to go to Cheap Suits real quick. Everybody bashing Cheap Suits. Ready? They beat Rebel 29-14. They turn around. They beat LOB, who was an A team, but they had taken down AA teams, conference AA teams all weekend. They pushed a major team. They beat LOB 40-19. Cheap Suits then beats Juno and 8, 33-22, and then they make that switch going from the stadium to the back quad, and that's when you get no hit. And if you don't know what RoofX's defense looks like, first off, go back and watch some of the condensed games on UTrip Live that DW puts on. You have John Troyer at third, who was he the defensive MVP at the
Defensive
World Series?
MVP at the Major World Series last year.
Not bad. You got Rymack, who has been playing forever and is quick and just fucking great at short. And you have Logan Rogers there as well. You have Jay Fry, who is probably right there with one of the best middle infielders in the entire conference. Farron Fry, who is just a veteran leader and solid over at 2. And now you have Tyler Irvine. And you have Joey Miller on the bench, who was probably one of the better first basemen defensively as well.
And Joey just basically came down for a day and a half because his brother got married on Friday night or early Saturday morning. And JRo, don't forget, you got PKC. He played some second too. And, when he didn't pitch last year with Chick-fil-A, he was an infield, but it was shorter second. So we got no slouches on the team defensively, that's for sure.
No.
When did you ever realize what was really going on in that game, though, with you on the mound?
Yeah, I tried to take myself out after the second inning. I had to go to the bathroom.
It'd be like that.
And that's a true story. And somebody said, well, they don't have a hit yet. And I was like, all right. And then I stayed in or whatever. I literally said, Mike Yoder, Brandon Yoder, and Spencer all know this. I said, if they get a hit or I walk a guy, I'm running off the field. Like, that's how bad I had to go to the bathroom. No joke.
That is fucking.
And then I heard it. I heard it in the dugout. Mark Patterson said, I think Mooch got a no-hitter. And Irvine said, shut up, you idiot.
You can't talk about it.
You don't talk about it. And I'm thinking to myself, it's like, it wasn't like even a main concern. I'm just, the way I am. I'm like, first off, I want to go to the bathroom. Number 2, I want to win the game.
Well,
but
it
was cool.
When I came by the red quad, I think you guys, I don't remember who you guys were playing at that point. Maybe Bay Area. Maybe
you asked me how many pitches.
Yeah, and you said you thought 31-33, kind of that ballpark?
I said 31-33.
And I had 30.5 on the broadcast, and then when I went back, I think you went to 3-1 3 times.
Yeah.
Like, I'm telling you, it's worth the fucking $28.50 for the UTrip Live for the week just to rewatch that game.
I think it was 15 for the month. So
okay.
They charge you more for the weekend. They trick you. They know you're not looking for it. Like that's fewer pitches than we've talked about. Like teams get 1 out in an inning, and it's like they just put up 20 with 1 out, and you threw that for a game.
Oh, there's no doubt. Look, Sunday morning.
I was just gonna say it was less pitches you pitched in a game than you pitched in the first
100%, 100% LSR. I think maybe Tommy made the last out ball, so they went, 11 batters, scored 8 runs or whatever it was. But I definitely threw 30 pitches.
Mooch, you think LSR is going to get the old S&E treatment?
No, I mean, the way I was explaining it this year is more they went back to the black and white, which means, Mike, as long as you're under points,
the rules, yeah,
they weren't going to screw at you. It's early, but they're a very good team, 100%. I mean, whoever was in charge of building that, Lacey, the Smith guy from True, whatever, they got a bunch of ballers. They got guys that could play a bunch of different positions. So I'm not a fan of bumping a team that built a team to abide by the rules.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
I feel the same way because I feel like SNE, even though that year if Renner pitches and Joel's not hurt, they have a shot to beat us at the AA. But they were
Yep.
within their rules and they got fucked.
I mean, I've been saying it for 2 years. If they're worried about classification and they feel the conference is getting smaller, I have my own ideas why that is. But some people think the sponsors are merging together and building like the best A teams possible. Let's be honest, there's 6 AA teams. How many A? 12?
12, yeah, I think so.
So my theory, not saying it's perfect, the way you can stop that is have 2 worlds. You have your major World Series, and then you don't have an A or AA world. You have a 325 world at Vieira on the 325 fields with the conference rules, and the major teams are allowed to play.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So a 325 worlds, everybody can play, but it's a 325 worlds.
With the conference rules.
Yep.
Major plays A, 14. Major plays AA, 14. Major plays major, 16. Let's be honest. You play on those 325-foot fields with the wind blowing out. Rismondo, very good. Never know. If everybody gets their 14 homers, it's about defense.
Wow. Now, has that ever gained traction internally here with U-Trip?
I put a note in the vote box that I saw attached to one of the offices, but nobody's called me back on it yet. So
see, but that's something that's fun. It's a little different. Like it takes away certain things.
It takes away people that feel they should be AA trying to stay A. You know what I mean? Like that's just my opinion. I think that would be great. Yeah, and even if you don't allow the major teams, A and AA all together, just clarify them however you want, and they all have to play it.
It also seems like you'd be playing a world tournament with the rules that you've basically been playing throughout the year.
Yep.
As well, as opposed to just the major World Series being another Smokey. You know what I mean?
Oh, Smokey. Why'd you have to bring that up? And they're going to stay with the same fucking ball this year, too.
Oof.
I have about 35 minutes in me of watching the Smokey. Like, if they use the hardcore ball again, or even with the stadiums, like in those fields, like it's
weird as a pitcher. You know, we beat Competitive Edge last year. They were beating us pretty good early, and we came back and beat them. And I think we beat them like 47-32, and it become a run rule in the 6th inning. And it's weird when guys come up to you on your team and say, "Yo, way to pitch your ass off," and you're thinking to yourself, going, "I gave up 32 runs in 6 innings." Like, because at a tournament like that, it's like you get that one good pitch. I always said this: the hitter gets himself out. Mm-hmm. An actual good pitcher, if a pitcher can get a guy out, the pitcher did it 3-4 times a game, he's phenomenal. That's it. The batter does it himself. That's it.
When it comes to the Smoky, when it comes to pitching, what ball would you like to see? Like 2 years ago or 3 years ago when Wally and Streets was with Anarchy and Snides? That ball sucked, right? That was basically taped up socks.
Yeah, they were using the players again.
Yeah. What ball would you think would be a good ball for the Smoky, where it's actually you can still get up there and free swing and have fun with it? Because I think that's important, but it doesn't turn into just a boring 45-2 game.
I think the ball we'll be using all this year, and that we used all last year on Prenifer fields, the Pro M.
Yeah.
You know, the hardcore is just way better, obviously. Mm-hmm. It's not like that. It's not like that Classic M, where you're right, it'd be 95 degrees. And if you played on the little field for some reason, I don't know why it felt more humid when the show field was 200 feet away. The scores over there were like 15-10 with a Classic M. It was weird. But you also don't want to see guys miss hitting balls in 90-degree weather and they're still going 340. And it's just basically a home run derby. I'm like, bring the bucket of balls out to the mound. Stop throwing them to me, you know?
Just let me put it here. If it hits it, you're out. That's it. Make it easy. Put it in a garbage can behind you. Well, here's a question about this past weekend. When you're watching, you're tied in. What caught your eye this weekend with the duel? Team-wise, player-wise, event-wise, anything really. What was something that really caught your eye for the good or maybe for the bad?
Couple things. Of course, I'm going to talk about my team first. We're just really good. Very athletic. You know, like I said, I give props to our outfield, 14 games. Even Mitchell Ledensky was out there 90% of the time. Arliss Miller, 90% of the time. Brandon Yoder, every inning, 14 games, and still hits base hits on Sunday morning and trots in a second like it was no big deal on a base hit. LSR was very impressive. Rezzy's just a different level. Cheap Suit, like I said, not bringing it up because of the game with us, but nobody, everybody talks. Nobody gave them any props prior to that event. They played awesome. Then you look at stuff. That's why the duel can humble you, and softball in general. Sports Reach, phenomenal team. They're my pick preseason. I said they're going to win AA. I just like their whole chemistry, and they finished fourth at the first duel and go 0-2 the second duel. You know,
you heard what happened going from duel 1 to 2, right?
Yes.
So I talked to Haney. Mike Haney. He was saying that they were pretty emotionally, because I asked him the same thing. Because I was like, "How the fuck did you just go from what you did to this?" So and they sounded pretty wiped out on Saturday mentally.
Yep.
That Sports Reach team is fucking good, though.
I didn't realize what was going on until I think Sunday afternoon.
Mm-hmm. Well, like anything else, any team, I consider ourselves a new team. The fact that 80% of our guys are back, you still bring on different guys. You got to get together and see how the chemistry works out. We played good. Everybody has the little learning bumps in this tournament. Classic last. I think they went 1-2, 0-2 as AA team. That's a phenomenal roster. They're going to figure it out.
Mooch, what do you think is going to take it for Juneau to click? Because they have talent there. I know they lost their middle infielder, but what do you think it's going to take?
I don't know. Maybe.
Do you think they don't really have that vocal leader? I mean, I know we all know AC's vocal, but
AC is such a good vocal leader. He really is. Whatever anybody ever says about the guy, he's a gamer. Mm-hmm. I mean, he leaves it all out there. And this isn't like a jab at Carucci. It's not, trust me. Mm-hmm. It's with anything, whether it's any other team. Sometimes you can't overcoach.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think they got a lot of young players who can play, but I think they're a little bit nervous.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And I believe they had 16, 17 players there this weekend. And sometimes when that happens, like I said, somebody goes 2 for 4, you're down next game. Yeah. It's tough to do. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Some guys can play with that over their head pressure, like, oh, if I don't do good, someone's coming in. Some guys can't do it. You don't know which players you get,
Yeah.
That's a hard thing to play with. Like mentally knowing that is because now you're going up every at bat, you're pressing, wherever you lay with, like for me, defensively, I never worry about a damn thing. I'm going to make plays. But at the plate, if I have that over my head, I'm every at bat I'm pressing. No, I can't make an out. Otherwise, oh fuck, here we go. Now 2 bats in. Am I coming out? What's the deal? Am I going to see the rest of the tournament?
You always know the players you want to play with when they're on your team. First at bat, they line out. Next at bat, they come up again, and that's not a home run situation. Whether it's a good swing or not, they make another at. Then they come up to third at bat. I play with plenty of guys that pull the old backside foul ball on purpose, then the old my bad on the solo, and I'm like, you're bad. Your fucking elbow was dragging the dirt. You were fucking under that thing so much. I'd rather have the teammate that's 0 for 3 that still tried to play the game right.
Coco, what do you say?
I would say 2 strikes on you. What do you want him to do? But no, that's why I just don't keep the home run swing in my bag. You don't got to worry.
Yeah, right.
You can just blame the 2 guys before you for not getting on, right?
Yeah, it is their fault.
Right out of my hands. You let the inning off.
Oh, come on, dude. These guys are killing me. Oh, okay.
What I do
No, I think even though the numbers are down this year, it's going to be super competitive. And predominantly 6, 7 of the events, you're going to have everybody there. Like the duel, I believe Memphis, Smoky, Indiana duel, and I know I'm missing one.
Rippy said they just added the Crown Town Classic at the end of June.
I've heard some rumblings about that. I don't know if it's definitely.
He said he just got an email. Just add the Crown Town Classic at the end of June.
Okay, last weekend in June, Mike.
Yeah.
June 28th. It's up there on the U-Trip website now.
Uh-huh.
Where is that?
And Farhar said Purcell added it since there's a huge break and not a lot of people going to Seattle.
Yeah, I know Seattle wasn't populated with teams. Just expensive.
Yeah.
So I'm looking right now at the men's tournament has 2, 4, 6, 8 signed up for the duels. Like that's
Seattle.
it.
Yeah.
For Seattle?
Two of them.
Coming weekend.
Yep. No, that's in the end of June up in Seattle, and 2 of those teams are
Seattle. Yeah.
Where's the Crown Town going to be?
Shawnee, Kansas.
It's in Kansas. It's really nice.
Yeah, they've had it there the last couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
so that's good. I mean, I wish they just put that on the schedule before the season started.
I wish they would bring back Cincinnati. I don't care what anyone says.
Yes, Mike, I don't know if that's ever going to happen again.
I know. God.
Why not, boys?
I don't know. Great atmosphere. On the side of why it might not be brought back, great atmosphere. But it's true. Mike knows this. I used to always joke and say, pitching is the safest place in Cincinnati. Yes. The infield and outfield were landmines. Brutal.
Dude, probably the worst, not even conference field, probably one of the worst fields I've ever played at. But just the atmosphere and everyone there, it's the best.
Because Cincy's got the bar in the middle, right, of all the fields?
Yeah, treetop bar, restaurant.
Huge beers.
Okay, I'm listening.
Yeah.
Oh, you can look it up. They'll show it. If Google Mid-America Bar Yard in Cincinnati, it's a bar. It's a tree house, right, Mike?
Yeah.
It's built like 40, 30 feet.
The bar stays open until like 2, 3 in the morning.
So it's same type of setup you have out there in Vegas, but it's 30 feet in the air instead of just at.
It's literally looks like a giant tree house.
It's down a hill too.
All right, bad beat classic.
Yeah,
bring it classic.
I'd rather play a softball game in a parking lot than play on those fields.
Oh, it's bad.
Yeah, no, I'm not going there to play. I want to play in a tree house.
Yeah.
I don't have a tree in my yard.
I think it was 2021. We went there like 4 times.
COVID 2020.
Yeah, it was like every other weekend.
Yeah, they had the Cincinnati Duel, and then they named the other one, I believe, the Ricky Schiffhauser Memorial. But yeah,
give me some fucking atmosphere. Like I'm in. Yeah. Just throw some turf down, boys. Like that's Cincy.
Cincy was always top of atmosphere. Columbus, Ohio was always very good for atmosphere because it had 30 fields So whenever we played there, besides kids baseball and a D tournament, everybody would seem to move over to watch softball. Like, you know what I mean? So that was good. Chicago's very good on Friday night and Saturday night.
But that's what's needed. Like when we talk to people and we're like, how do you grow the game? How is our game going to grow? That's what you hear. It's just, the exposure. And when there's these tournaments, like we were talking about having, like there was some guy, I think some local came in for Sunday and he goes, well, is there going to be a 12 o'clock game? I'm like, no, thank God. No. But like, when you have everybody there on a Saturday, you have other tournaments going on, like at Berliner, where you have 400 fields, you can make it happen and have those atmosphere. Like that makes people want to go. Like I think about the PIF. Mooch, have you ever played up in Sherbrooke at the PIF?
I've never played it.
Fuck, you would love that.
You would get away with murder.
Are
bro.
felons allowed to go to Canada?
We'll sneak you in a trunk.
Yeah. I'm joking, everybody. Or am I?
We have a major spot open on our team. So.
Hey, so do we.
You got a blanket in the trunk that you can cover me?
Yeah, we got 3 blankets. Come on.
Mooch, is Memphis baseball fields? All of them?
I don't think all of them.
Okay.
I think a couple of them are.
Mm-hmm.
And then the conference championship I heard was built for like a USA softball.
Right.
And I heard they're all
Baseball fields?
That's what I was told. Or at least same thing, a couple of them.
So you think hardcores or stadium balls in those ones?
If it's a true baseball field, it's going to be a stadium.
Mm-hmm. I think the hardcores are better.
Does it really matter? Like, fuck. Like, does it really fucking matter, Snides? Like, between the
does.
hardcore and the fucking... Really? What? So your fucking handle shot goes 325 instead of 340?
No, I'm telling you, in that win this weekend, the hardcore balls would have flew better.
Well, I don't want to fucking... The ones blowing straight in, because I'll tell you what, Eli Real and Straight Play put up fucking 90 runs between themselves in the first game with the wind.
Yeah, blowing out.
It's fucking Vieira. You're always going to battle that shit.
I love it when I got called out of the box against Sonny's. JRo's like, here's Mooch, got the Vans on, might be going skateboarding after this game. I'm like, this freaking guy.
But how was the kickflip?
I thought the umpiring was all around good this past weekend. We had a couple guys I'd never seen before that did a good job. They were trying hard. I mean, they had a couple of rough innings, but I thought all around it was good.
Yeah, no, they were.
We had what's his name a bunch of times, JRo.
You had Ralph?
Ralph. Mm-hmm. He did really good.
He's a guy from up here, Ralph Triplett, and he messaged me today. I never messaged him back, which is par for the course. Sorry.
Yeah.
But I just didn't get a chance to message him back saying, he goes, conference umpiring is totally different vibe. Pace is crazy different. Got to be on your game at all times. But he had a blast. And he worked his ass off, which I love seeing.
Yeah, he was with another guy who I've never seen before, and he was like the umpire in charge on that field.
Okay.
He was doing really good. Mm-hmm.
No, it was. I thought the tournament went smooth, and like to Mooch's point, where we had whatever night that was, where we had the loser bracket game moved to. It was the end of Duel 1.
Mm-hmm.
We could have got everything in. I know back when they made the call, it looked like it was going to be very late, but everything caught up real quick.
Yeah, so we had that in the first duel. We had the Thunder forfeit, so we were supposed to play at 4:10, and with the rain delay, we started at like 4:30. So it was perfect.
Oh.
JRo, are you going to anything besides the Florida?
Mooch, I hope so. The problem is DW and I got to talk to DW about. It's because the thing is, I'll do everything remote. I can do a lot remotely. I'm having a baby in June, so that's going to change some things.
Congrats.
Thank you. But if I can hook a mic up to DW's cameras, or if we can hook something up, I'd rather be at the field. Honestly, if I could have been in the back quad, and if I could just plug a microphone into one of those cameras, I'd rather be in the back quad than stuck in the stadium. I'd rather be around everybody and kind of hear what's actually going on.
When's the baby due, you said?
Mid-June, June 18 right now.
Maybe we'll bring you to the Amish Paul Laney tournament at the end of July.
That tournament looks
Ooh.
unbelievable.
Well, it's always nice walking into the show field with 7,000 people watching.
Mooch,
That's
so
no joke.
I told these guys, when was it, in the fall,
Jeez, here we
that
go.
the
with the no
women
shoes
play with
thing.
no shoes on. They didn't believe me.
No,
Yeah.
we found. Well, we looked for the proof. We saw one
video.
one video of one lady not
And
wearing.
then Josh Slaybaugh joined us that night.
Yep.
No, that Laney looks amazing, and we have Farron on talking about it, Farron and Eric Lehman, and then Josh has talked about it. Like that tournament looks. That's you know what it is. That's the PIF, except of Amish, you have French Canadians.
Mooch, what's the raffle? Isn't it like thousands of dollars?
I think the 50-50 was 60,000 this year.
What?
That buys a lot of cattle.
Well, that's
Excuse me?
just the cash 50-50. There was also tickets for a brand new John Deere tractor. If I won, I was riding home to Jersey.
I was just gonna say you got to drive that thing all the way back home.
Yeah, 100%.
Sick.
With some peanut butter hanging from the tractor, 1,000%.
You'd have some good tomatoes after that with that tractor then. So what do you guys have going on this year? So I mean, outside the conference, you're going to be playing the Laney, obviously. Anything else in the community, or anything else outside the?
I mean, we'll be playing the ASA, AA, and Super, and then our sponsor Mark Patterson, Competitive Edge Pure. He's affiliated with the tournament's been going on forever in Destin, Florida. What's it called?
Mullet.
That's it. The Mullet. That's the weekend before the Smoky. So what Mark always done with his teams in the past, he brings everybody in that weekend. He has a giant 4th of July party at his house, and then everybody plays that weekend.
They play
at the mall.
They play rain, snow, sleet, or shine. They don't.
What's that?
They play in the rain. They play in the snow. They play in it all.
Yep.
They don't
Fuck
cancel
up
the
with
tournament.
snow.
Unfortunately, I probably won't go to that unlimited home run tournament.
Yeah.
I'll probably just stay in Jersey.
Enjoy the Jersey Shore before you have to go to the next one.
Yeah.
I love it. I love fucking Snyder. He leaves Connecticut, and all of a sudden, he just forgets everything about weather. You're such a fucking twat. Like, the ASA. I have to talk to the wife, but I have a flight out there. I got a flight this week, and somebody offered that. That tournament, the ASA, and Dustin Snides, when you guys came back from it last year, like that is a tournament that everybody raves about. Ball bat combo's awesome. Just the whole setup's amazing. Like
it really is.
Nothing you said bad.
It's not knocking you trip at all, but ASA has it figured out with the ball bat. They really do.
We're not associated with them. We say whatever the fuck we want here.
I know.
Even the umpiring. They got 3 umpires on the field running around.
The umpiring, any ASA national that I've gone to, you have to show ID when you show up. You have to test every single bat. That's not what you see in U-Trip, especially at the lower levels. So it's, I don't know. I've always loved going to ASA nationals.
Yep. It's crazy because it's such a different game not because the pitching or anything like that. It's just, how do I say this? I could hit homers in ASA if I really was just swinging for them. It's all about how you play your defense in that. It's crazy. You start looking at that field. Mike knows we played them last year, first game.
Yeah, Dustin was on the team too.
Yes. So remember our infield? They're playing 25 feet past the dirt. You start looking around with a man on first, and you're going, where am I hitting a ball?
Yeah.
If it's not over the fence. Like we played it last year, which was so successful. If there was a man on first, it wasn't so much about rolling double play. It was taking the mental aspect out of the hitter's head and play so far back where he felt, I can't get a hit.
Yeah.
And the fourth would always be in play.
How about the LSR guys last year playing the 4-man?
Well, you go to the Paul Laney, we were the only team that would play 5-man. They play a 4-man. I finally asked a couple of guys, I'm like, why does the Amish community play 4-man? And they said it's because to keep the force in play at all time. So if you have 4 outfielders, there's really not a gapper hit unless it's really cut between the left and left center and right center.
Right.
And trust me, it seemed weird, but it worked out. But that was also a 1 home run an inning tournament. You know what I mean? So, which is like a big equalizer.
I feel like anytime I look out at an Amish outfield, they've already cut down the gaps anyway. They don't exist when they have 3 outfielders out there.
Our right fielder, Arliss Miller, had the best. It was pretty funny. When we were playing Nitro the last game Saturday night at the second duel, he made a great play running a gap, called it. Ran towards the line, made a great play, called it. And then he made a decent play, fly ball. And as he was going to catch the ball, he went, "Why are you guys even out here?" And like,
he made a hell of a grab in that game too, where he went between
straight in the fence.
Yeah, it was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Speaking of great plays, we got somebody checking in here. AA Austin Andrews. That fucking catch, man.
Amber's picture is like perfect. Him laying out. It's like
Amber and I were talking about it, and she was like, "I never have my fucking camera up for this shit." And she goes, "For whatever reason, I have my camera up, and I want to take her photos with the call and just kind of overlay it and chop out the enema piece, Dustin." But the plays we saw this weekend, but that Arliss Miller out there, like you guys, it is the plays we saw all weekend, and that's what I continuously say. And even I was talking to Lacey down the right field line of one of the conference games. I think it was Juneau taking on somebody. And it's just, man, the streams do it no fucking justice to what you see defensively and offensively at that level.
Not at all.
Mooch, did you see?
And you're fucking sick fucks for standing on the bump.
Did you see a lot of balls up the middle, or any pitchers get dotted, or what? I mean, maybe you saw.
Yeah, I got my fair share.
Mm-hmm.
I did.
Yeah.
Tommy Ball played with a broken hand since the second game, but I heard why he did, and he was an idiot for it. He tried knocking it down with his bare hand. So
would he have a what?
He had a broken hand, supposedly.
Yeah. Oh, but it was a balloon.
Yeah, the beers help a lot.
I mean, I definitely saw. It wasn't as bad as Sin City. Like Sin City, Tommy Bloom got dotted a handful of times.
That's the stupidest tournament in America.
Why?
Why did they get rid of a tournament in between Vegas and the duel? Did they say why? Remember Texas used to be in between?
I would have thought Vegas would have been the weekend before Easter, then a week off in the duel, but I don't know why they did it that. But no, JRo's, from what you said, I don't really play off-season tournaments anymore, and I'm 50. So when I did go to Vegas the last couple of years, I would pitch, whether we went 3-2, 4-2, I would just pitch I call that my warm-up tournament.
Okay.
And as I like to say, I've been sitting on the couch for 6 months. That's how I like to phrase it. The last thing you want to do is start the year on Little League fields at BLD, and the team's out of homers. We played Resi. They were out of homers, 1 out in the third inning, and I was going like this. Yeah, my hammy's killing me. I got to get out of this game. You think I want to? I used to make the joke and say, my buddies, how'd you do in Vegas? And I was like, what, you didn't follow it? No. Well, I'm standing here talking to you, so I survived. It wasn't like how good you did. It was like, did I walk away without injury?
Come back home.
That was how Utah felt 2 years ago, man. I know it was late in the year, but it was dangerous, man. Utah was remember Chattanooga, how bad Chattanooga used to be? That's how I felt Utah was.
Matty Z was hitting homers, remember?
Yeah, hitting bombs. Yeah.
Yeah, so.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean,
so both of you have played a lot of conference ball, obviously. Mooch, you've been playing since what, 72 in conference?
1958.
What tournament what tournament would you like to get rid of in a sense, in a perfect world? What tournament would you like to see brought back, or what complex, I guess?
I'd like to see Columbus, Ohio brought back at Berliner. Just because I love the size of the fields, but that's like talking to a brick wall. They will not. You know, they own their own live stream, so that won't happen.
Right.
Vegas,
Oh, it's One Nation now too. Yeah.
I don't want to see Vegas go away. I just want them to find another complex.
Yeah, I don't know if there is one though.
Or move it to Reno or something. I like to gamble.
Yeah,
But
people don't
that
realize
BLD, no.
Yeah,
There's got to be another
it's shitty.
complex nearby, like
there is.
Paradise
It's
or
all
something.
it's all dirt though.
Okay.
Yeah, you're
I
right.
just knew
Mike,
it's
there's
there,
that dirt complex they played it like seniors on.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But listen,
good dirt,
if
though?
it's 310, I'll play on dirt.
Yeah. I
Snides,
never
what
played.
about you?
I want I never got to play in Michigan. I heard Michigan was the shit.
I think they destroyed the park though.
Yeah.
I think it's an Amazon warehouse here.
I think I get the conference championship's fucking pointless. They're never going to get rid of it, but it's you get a makeshift team out there just so you get the points and hope nobody gets hurt. I think it's stupid. They need to go back to when the conference championship actually meant something.
Yeah, I liked it. I liked it when it was.
Yeah,
you could be 4-16 on the year.
Yeah.
But if you go to conference championship and you're the highest finishing non-conference, you got your way in the Major World Series.
Mooch,
That's awesome.
Remember the year you won the fucking AA? You won the conference championship with like 17 guys that weren't on your team, and then won the Worlds 2 weeks after it. That's how it should. That's how it should be. I mean,
Farhad saying the Cajun Classic back in Baton Rouge, bring that one back.
Yeah,
tell Mike Farhad to shut up.
It's too hot there, man. People's turfs were fucking melting. That's why they stopped going there.
What?
Farhad, shut up. I got you. Don't worry.
When did they do it?
They used to play it in August. JRo.
Oh, fuck that.
Ooh,
fuck it. Jesus Christ. My tits are fucking sweating right now just from hearing that.
It was bad.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I mean, I'm probably gonna get backlash for this, but I fucking hate the Smoky. It's the worst tournament of the year by far.
Rains every year.
Rains, delays. Who wants
JRo, I also said this. Maybe it's because I've been doing it since the conference started, but the bottom line is this. If they set a schedule up and there was 16 tournaments, and it said we had to play in Vieira a duel and 2 other times, and we had to play in Evansville, Indiana, 2 duels, 1 in May, 1 in August. I don't care if we only use 5 locations that were top of the notch complexes.
Yeah.
It's better than going to crappy locations. That's expensive. Make it for the sponsors. Make it cheap on certain events, you know?
What happened last year in Nashville sucked.
Oh, yeah.
Those fields were fine, but that was a shitty situation.
Do you want to dive into that for the people that don't know?
So the complex, like what was it, the week of, said that we couldn't use it.
The bracket literally came out and they said we got a problem.
Yeah, so they had to scramble to move it to was it Cooksville?
It was probably about an hour and 15 away, and everybody had their hotels already at the main place.
Yeah.
I was hearing that story this week.
So we almost dropped out, and I said, we're not dropping out. I called every hotel within 20 minutes of the field and ended up finding this one because I was like, we're not going to drop out of it because the fields moved, but it was a shit show.
Well, here's a question for you two, going back to Mooch, to your point about and Snides about the locations. What if you had 10 locations, right? So you know, Vieira, listen, Vieira's Vieira. You have it down there, there's housing, there's everything. You have the 3 events down there. Now you have whatever it is, you know, you have the other 4 or 5 locations for the rest of the tournaments. But then there's a pool of 10 to 15 of them. Do you rotate through those every 2 to 3 years? So it's now, you know, conducive to everybody's travel. Maybe some of these parks do want the money. They want the gate fees. Does that work? So it's almost like a Super Bowl committee in a sense of moving it around.
The predominant, as far as you're talking about getting teams into the conference, the most highly populated B teams, Texas has 14 non-conference B teams. So you have to look at it like this. Texas needs a duel, and they need another event or a surrounding state by them needs a tournament. So that gives them 3.
A
They
duel
fly to
without
Florida duel.
a duel without the women, so we can use both complexes in Euless.
Yeah,
And then do a women's only duel.
but they
do a
also
women's
need.
only.
3 years ago, there was about 6 tournaments in the Midwest between Illinois, Ohio's, Indiana, stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's where you had all those B and A teams would get in the conference. Now there's just Chicago and Evansville, Indiana.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
that
Evansville's
area
not
is
really sexy
highly
to go to.
populated with B teams also.
So the guys on my team used to be able to drive to every tournament besides Worlds. The Michigan, Ohio guys drove to every tournament. That's why there was always Ohio, Michigan teams.
Yep.
Now they can't.
Well, and we are populated in that Midwest area. Why isn't there? I mean, I guess we could go on.
You'd probably have.
Why isn't there?
You'd probably have 5, 6 Amish teams doing the conference.
Yeah, you would. Uh-huh.
I heard there was another Amish team that would have joined the conference, but because of travel, they couldn't.
J&L Sports, very good.
Did we play them at One Nation, D?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think we ran into them, but.
And that's kind of the thing. And I agree. Like, I know Texas, I was talking to, oh God, I can't remember his name now, but I was talking to one of the C teams during the World Series, during C Worlds last year. And Texas is making a major push, and we see it with all the B teams, right? Why not throw where you see a contingency of these B teams, why not throw a conference tournament there? Because they're going to join.
Euless is really, really nice too. And I don't think that's overtaken by baseball yet. So there's definitely a possibility of them having a duel and another tournament. But there's fields in Dallas. There's other fields in Houston. I mean, there's BLDs all over Texas. So, I mean, there's possibilities of doing that for sure.
I mean, I'll send them a video of Dustin after he gets knocked out and say, listen, look at the concessions you'll get from this guy after he's done in a tournament.
And I'm probably like low on the totem pole of like all the other guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do like that, though. I do like looking at it from where are B teams? How do you make that happen? I do look at it the same side on the women's side. Like, go where there are concentrations of teams to expose the game to other people.
Lacey just said we can't use the other fields because they have plastic walls.
Oh, and Euless, yeah, that's why.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
Yeah, they have the plexiglass. Who the fuck puts plexiglass for a fucking outfield fence?
Yeah, it's a weird move.
What are we, Paul?
When I heard that, I was like, was that really? They're like, yeah, that's why you guys can't play on there.
Mooch, how about the building behind the one field that had to put boards up over the windows the one year?
Oh my God.
They built this new building. They built this new building behind the fence. It's probably, what do you say, 360 away?
Oh, Jesus.
Would you say how far?
350, 360, you think?
Probably.
If that. So it's the fence, a little bit of grass, a 2-lane road, and this building. The first tournament they had there, they had to break every window on the fucking face of the building.
Jesus Christ. They got peppered.
We get there the next year, all the windows are boarded up for the tournament.
Yeah, we get there the next year, and they're like $17 a person to walk in.
Mooch, to grow the game. How well, listen, we see a lot of Jersey teams, coming up our way, and I keep an eye on a lot of the stuff in the Northeast. It's the ever question of how do you continue to grow the game. I love this idea on how to grow the conference, but softball in general, I don't know what is it looking like around you? Is it dying in a sense of becoming more niche? How do we get it to be less niche and more widespread?
I think it actually got better last year. There was like 5 C teams in New Jersey, which you never saw. It's just, if they ever decide to make the move to the conference, I don't know if any of them could do it on their own.
Yeah.
Because they can only play Maryland. Like, as far as the drive, they probably have to combine and probably try and put like a super jersey team together between 3 sponsors.
Would you think we could get some not a duel, just a conference event back in the Northeast?
I've been
New
asking
York,
about
New
Brantford
Jersey,
for years.
Connecticut, you know what I mean?
Now that it's turf too, what's it been turf? 5 years?
What, the Plex?
Yeah.
At least.
I mean, why not go there?
I mean, everyone says it's tough to travel there. I disagree. There's about 5 airports within 40 minutes to an hour to North Brantford. You got decent hotels and that are 15, 20 minutes away.
Best
I
Western
remember
is gorgeous.
I remember when that was when
Don't give 'em our
major teams
secret.
used to come to it.
Oh yeah, 100%.
It's cheaper going there than going to Vegas, for fuck's sake.
Oh,
I
It's
wait,
think a
cheaper
lot.
to go to Brantford.
And is Brand still the director?
yeah.
Mhm.
I'm not taking anything away from him, but I think he has final say. They can't just say we're having an event here.
Yeah.
He's got to okay it. So maybe he's like, I don't need the limelight.
Uh-huh.
I'm not making any money. And
I
I
think-
say that in no
It's gotta be an
disrespect
expensive
as
tournament
far as
to
a
run.
business move.
I think a lot of the reasons is the ball situation.
The balls.
Yeah, the balls
The
just get
balls are
lost there.
tough.
Send
Mhm.
some kids 25. I don't know.
He
Send them
did.
$3
He did
a
for
pop.
years. It wasn't. I mean, maybe it's something
a-
we can. Maybe it's
Put a
something we
couple couple blankets up on top of those mountains.
can. Yeah. People who haven't been to the Plex don't realize how. Not just because I could drive 40 minutes. Used to be able to drive 40 minutes to it. It's awesome there. It's a great place to hit.
Mhm.
It's a great place
Mhm.
to play.
We've
Yep.
actually all winter we've been talking about wanting to put you talk about a conference only, a men's only duel. Like we want a women's only duel there at the Plex. If we're worried about the balls and the cost on that side, would love a women's only tournament there. If we're worried about that, because there are the 5 fields, the women could play on all 5 fields.
Mhm.
You would get, you could get the conference teams. It's no cheaper than going to. Sure, Texas has it's Texas that you can drive to depending on where you are, but you can fly to
This
New
is-
York and then move up.
This is the thing, though. If you can get the major teams and the AA teams, half the major teams and most of the AA teams agree to go anywhere, everyone's going to show up. Doesn't matter how much it costs.
Mike, can you imagine if? I mean, I know Rick tried for years because he had the big end. Imagine if we could get Diamond Nation,
I know. It would be unbelievable.
45 minutes from Newark.
Yeah. And
But
they got the,
Where
I heard
is
they
it?
want they said, yeah, you could
and
have it.
they got
10
the
grand.
best, they got the best deli right around the corner too.
They sold it.
No.
Shocker, you had a bad food take. It doesn't even exist anymore.
And this
Remember them
deli,
grilled chickens, Mike? Remember them grilled chicken sandwiches?
hell yeah. Seth brought the whole brisket one time. It was fucking $120. He bought the whole damn thing. This deli, JRo,
Yeah. Where? No.
Oh,
Where is it? Where's Diamond Nation?
Fleming, New Jersey.
Flemington, New Jersey.
Okay.
It's owned by
Eric,
Jen-
what the
Jenny
Jenny-
Finch
uh-huh.
and Jack Cuss.
Jack Cuss, that's what it was. Beautiful.
Oh, but I have to see Jenny
And that's
Finch
a
maybe?
gorgeous
That
part.
sucks.
That's a gorgeous part of Jersey too.
It's nice. It's kind of in like the farmland area.
Mhm.
5 or 6 fields,
They have I think they have 5 there and that one off site.
Yep.
Take the dome down.
baseball size, 330, 365, 400.
And beautiful.
Yeah, get a conference event up here. Like I would lose my fucking mind. And I do think people in this area, because we talk so much about conference around here for the newer players, feel it's such a mystique in a sense, right? Because we don't get to see it. We don't get, a lot of our guys don't get a chance to move all the way up just because you can get a guy in Florida, Texas, wherever, Ohio, somewhere that can drive most places. I would love to get that exposure up to this area of the country.
I mean,
Little
maybe it's just
biased.
another keep bugging JV about it. You can text him every day until he says yes.
I don't know. I heard he's tough.
I know. I mean,
You're tight
It's-
with him, Snides.
it's the ball. I'm telling you now, it's the ball situation. You're gonna pay. I mean, even if he's a fucking Dudley supplier, so what he's getting him instead of $85 a dozen, he's getting them for 55 or 60. He's gonna go through I couldn't even tell you how many balls I was going to go through.
I forget what you said last time. You said even for like the firecracker, what he was going through was a ton. So,
Yeah.
Well, Mooch,
You never know.
Coco, let's hit Mooch with a little MFK.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go a little bit in the reserve. We may have done this, but it would have been we were old. This is old stuff. Very simple. I don't know, Mooch. It's intimidating. It's new.
It's Mooch. It's Mr. Perfect Game.
Right. That's fucking intimidating. I'm used to Dustin losing a perfect game after the first batter as he walks him on first to set up a double play.
Wow, that's from your coach's year, D.
I have to pump him up.
It's crazy.
He's
right.
So, this is actually coming because it was late practice getting my kid home, and I had to stop, and I never stopped. McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's. We had who we were gonna fuck of the mascots, but I don't know if we ever actually had the food itself. So Burger King, McDonald's, Wendy's. Marry, fuck, kill.
I got mine. I'm going to go first.
Yeah.
I'm marrying Burger King. I'm fucking
Of
Wendy's.
course you are. The fucking buffet king is gonna marry Burger King.
Listen, you want to know why?
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Burger King's fish fillet sandwich is fucking fire.
You're basing this entire thing off a fucking fish sandwich? You fucking nerd.
Amazing.
I don't know if I can answer this because if my mom's listening, she'll strangle me. I'm Italian. Can't.
If she's listening, she caught a tame episode out of JRo. So
my mom would cook a burger on like my radiator of the car, like before I'd go to like Burger King.
Dave does not like my marrying the Burger King.
I would go to Burger King over any of the choices. So
Yeah.
Jeez.
Just the Wendy's spicy chicken sandwich is why I'm fucking it.
I'm marrying Wendy's. Wendy's is
for the win?
amazing. Oh yeah.
I will say I just got one of the chicken juniors they're called now at Burger King. It was far better than I ever would have expected out of a Burger King chicken sandwich. I'm still murdering it. I'm killing it. See you later, King. I'm gonna marry Wendy's, and I'm going to fuck the absolute grossest looking double quarter pounder with cheese.
Yeah.
I'm gonna slide in all of that greasiness, or make a big McBangwich. I might make both.
Yeah.
Well,
Coco, I'm right with you.
If you ask McClanahan this question, it would all be Taco Bell because he would fuck the shit out of that burrito. He'd marry every fucking taco, and then he'd kill it because he's sitting on a toilet for an hour and a half after I ruin him.
It's like herpes. It
How
was fun getting it, but it's not fun in the aftermath.
what does Rymac do with that hair? Like it's gorgeous. He has to he has to do some nice volumizing, some good conditioner. We got to get him an NIL deal.
Mooch, you remember the old trash can kids? You remember like the little cards you used to have when you were little?
Garbage pail kids.
Yeah.
That's McClanahan. He reminds me of one of those little fuckers in the garbage.
Why?
There's one character that looks just like him. I can't find it online. It literally looks like him sitting in the garbage pail.
Now that you brought it up, you better Google and find which one looks like Ryan. I remember which one I was. There was Disgusting Justin, and he was riding a motorcycle. And he was drinking a beer, and I think he was shitting his pants on the back of it. I'm serious.
Here he is, right here. I got him. Let's pull him up.
I just got to
that
that too.
This is Mooch?
This is Meatloaf.
Oh, are we going back there already?
You found Disgusting Justin?
Yeah, this guy looks like Meatloaf. Who we had, I think, a 90-minute episode about one night in the off season one year.
There was one night in the off season where we went. Oh, here it comes. Where we spent.
That's Austin Dahl.
I love that. Well, listen, Mooch, appreciate you jumping on here. I know I said it'd only be about 30 or 45, but we just fucking.
You lied. It's been an hour and 15.
It has, so we'll let you.
No one's counting.
I know you got that last beer and you got you're working, but listen, appreciate you. Congratulations on throwing a fucking perfect game against an amazing team. B,
thank my defense for that.
That defense, I may or may not jerk off to.
Hold on. What gift are you getting them? You have to buy them something for that, right?
Wait, hold on. Let me think.
That's
Like
a late
new
gift for
shears
the
or
Double
something
A
for the
Royals
sheep?
last year.
Probably Taco Bell.
Taco Bell for everyone.
That run you guys went on last year, winning Double A, going deep, and then finishing third of the Major World Series. It's easy to get behind RoofX because of how you guys play the game. The team plays the game. How I enjoy the game being played. You play it hard. You go balls out all the time. Like, it's a fun group, and
The story
like
behind that team is just fucking insane, right? They started D, C, or B or whatever.
E.
Yeah, and they're when we had Farron on and Eric, they're like, oh yeah, we're all from like 20 minutes away from each other.
Yep.
And they're out there and they're when they were in the B, they were competing with
2 years ago when they
It's
joined the
fucking crazy.
conference, when Eric was pitching, the entire team was from the same town.
Yeah,
Think about that.
that's why. And they were like they
Finished
won,
and they
they
finished
won a couple events, or one at least.
fifth at the Major World Series,
Yeah,
and the entire team was from the same town. And I'm not talking a big town.
You don't even get to go home and brag to you don't get to brag in the community because everyone was there.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Like I thought about it earlier. I'm like, still, if you looked at our lineup this weekend, predominantly, Mitch is 29 in left, Brandon's 29 in center, Arliss is 25, John Schroeder's 23 at third, Ryan's 30, Jeremy in the middle's 24, Farron's 25, Irvine's 31 or 32. I'm 118. PKC's, he's like second oldest. He's like 36. Honeycutt and Terry's 23. No, Terry's 22.
Terry
and Honeycutt
Lambright's
is
22 years
35.
old.
Mooch, you remember in Chicago buying beer for them because they weren't old enough to fucking buy beer yet?
I would never influence
Allegedly.
anybody in a bad way.
Allegedly.
Yeah, it's a legend.
Allegedly, Mike.
And those
Come on.
motherfuckers can drink. I don't care how old they were.
What did they have when we had him on? It was like Milwaukee's
Bush.
Beast or
They had
something.
Bush. They were going Bush Light, and we didn't know what to expect. And Aaron Fry shows up just crushing Bush Lights. I'm like, this is.
That's what they were crushing in Chicago.
Oh wait, it was Farron Crush. It was Farron Crush on the Bush Light, right?
Yeah. No, but it's easy. It's fun to watch RoofX play. It's easy to get behind y'all. I'm very excited to see what the fuck y'all do this year. And it is. I thought Farron was older. I always look at him and think he's the elder statesman on the team. But
I was gonna say
now I
you
know
called him
it's
the veteran of the team. I was like, I don't know about
Yeah,
that.
he's so old at 25.
He's seen some shit though.
He has. But listen, Mooch, thanks for hanging out with us for a while here.
Hey, definitely, guys. Anytime, man.
Appreciate it. We'll catch up with you soon, and thanks for saying you were cut while I was live on Sin City.
I'm sure it'll happen again. Mike, come back to Jersey. We'll go back to Di Lorenzo's, get some good pizza.
Absolutely.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it, Mooch.
Take care,
Thanks,
Mooch.
buds.
Later, guys.
Oh, that was fucking great. Oh wait, I kicked out
You
Mel.
just kicked the wrong guy out.
Kicked the wrong guy out.
I'll
New?
leave if you
Oh,
guys want
shit.
me on.
Oh fuck, that was
Hey,
good.
that
Mooch is
pizza-
awesome.
That pizza place he's talking about is top 3 pizza places I've ever been to.
Really,
Oh yeah,
Di
it was
Lorenzo's.
Dude, it's tough to take that serious because you're going to Burger King for the fish sandwich. and you're going to spend your entire life with a fish. Don't get me wrong. I'm
I
sure.
couldn't
No, I'm
tell
sure
you the last time I had McDonald's.
that's fine too. That has nothing to do with the fact you go to Burger King for the fish.
I can't tell you the last time I had Burger King. I almost did before the show. 'Cause I was
I
running
haven't
out of
had
got it
Burger
back.
King in fucking
It wasn't good.
5 years.
I
The
haven't
sandwiches
had-
are this big now.
Anyway,
I haven't had Taco Bell since I moved in July.
I almost had Taco Bell. I almost grabbed Taco
That's a-
Bell and still I
that's a
grabbed the
big-
whole.
dude,
my
dude,
bad.
you go
were
to
in South
Taco
Willow
you,
too.
you go to Taco Bell, you get a cheesy gordita crunch. My
Nice.
God.
Dude,
And then you have to get a
David,
quesadilla. Anytime I go to Taco Bell, I have to get a quesadilla.
steak chalupa supreme, chicken quesadilla, cheesy fiesta potatoes.
It's the
and a
second
Baja
time I've heard
Blast.
about the chicken quesadilla. When I was at the women's tournament, I heard about the chicken quesadilla.
Chicken
multiple
quesadilla.
times.
Yeah, you have to get the chicken quesadilla, dude. And
It's a staple. Extra burn.
and you can get extra sauce on that too, because
Yeah.
that quesadilla sauce is fucking outrageously good.
Well, so I was hanging out with Chaos on Friday night, and they're talking about the fucking chicken quesadillas. I'm like, what the fuck are we talking about? Like, you don't go to Taco Bell for a quesadilla.
Dude.
Yeah,
I
you
guess
do.
you do.
Dude,
Go there
yeah.
after the show.
Apparently.
All right.
You're getting beat up.
You can just
Well,
DoorDash it.
Fuck that. I'm
You'll
not
be there in
fucking paying
20.
$48 for somebody to drive it a half a mile up the street. Did spend some time watching the women's tournament down there. Let me tell you what. First off, the 2024 New England USSSA Hall of Famer inductee, Tabitha Hebert, or 2025, Tabitha Hebert, got a K behind the back. And I was standing right there for it. I wish I had it on. Wish I was broadcasting it. It's fucking awesome.
I was gonna go watch some of the games, and I was just so old and tired that I went back to the hotel.
It's all right. You were playing. I'm broadcasting. That's why I hang out and watch all the games. Saw Alyssa and Sasha, who are now playing with Lady SNI. Kylie Studioso may fucking hate me now. I went up. I was like, "Hey, are you guys going for a double dip?" And she just looked at me. I'm like, "Well, is this the first or second game?" She still looked at me. I'm like, "Are you in the if game?" And I'm not asking if you're going to win it or not. Like, they were up 12-5 and then they end up losing by 4. And I'm like, I got the fuck out of there so quick.
Yeah.
But that Lady SNI team is going to be like women's major. The women, like if we're just looking at majors, men versus the women's side, the women's major may be more fun to watch than the men's major if we're going head to head. Just because those teams, you got the Derby girls weren't there this weekend, but Monsta, Lady SNI, Team 24, Incognito, like that's a good group of teams. And that was a Team 24 and Lady SNI fucking battled.
You know how I'm disappointed is that Rogue team. I didn't realize. I looked at their record. I don't know. They're just not playing. Maybe they're just not gelling well right now. But they're having a rough go at it.
They went 1-4.
Yeah.
Shout out to Tina Ramirez getting a conference shot.
I think. I mean, and a lot of people picked them to. What are they? A could be the top team in A.
I think they're still trying to figure out where they
Could
would
be
rank.
determined.
Yeah, they're TBD.
Yeah.
How'd
she do?
She did well. She struggled in I think the first game I watched her and she struggled, but then she bounced back and did what Tina does. I came from the stadium to the White Quad and stopped to watch the IF game. I forget it was like bottom 6, bottom 5th. My wife leads off with a fucking missile to center. It was awesome. Sasha was so good.
Are you allowed to be that close to her?
No, the restraining order hasn't been filed yet.
Okay.
That's
Not
the
yet,
first
at
time I
least.
haven't watched a girls' game at the Duel, though. I usually watch a bunch of them.
I saw some really great ones. I got to meet the new Chaos Ladies. The Chaos Ladies actually came up on Saturday and sat right in front of the broadcast booth as well. And Snides, you were there. You were there like a section over with the Rebel guys. I may not have been playing up to the fact that you were sitting there. The Chaos Ladies were in front of me. I wasn't worried about the viewers anymore. I was more playing to the crowd at that point.
The beers were flowing over there, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's funny. It's almost like, there's not a window there. Although, Snides, thank you very much for bringing me a couple iced coffees. You and Tommy.
Anytime.
Tommy,
thank you. Yeah.
Chaos Ladies kept me lubed up.
That Wawa's clutch right there.
That Wawa is the best thing.
Yeah.
What do you want? You want a sandwich? Go to Wawa. You need a drink? Go to Wawa.
Yeah.
You need some chew? Go to Wawa.
I had to get some pickles. I got them at Wawa.
Go to Wawa.
Mm-hmm.
Bernadette Tenuto, offensive tournament MVP for Lady SNI. It's going to be easy to jump on with this Lady SNI. Also was talking with Jed Naparata, and her and I had some great conversations about pizza at Wawa. Fuck it. That's a fucking Texas guy talking about pizza.
It's pretty good, JRo.
It's not that fucking good. I had it after Worlds going back to Orlando. I got a whole large pie, and I ate like 3 slices because it was so fucking bad.
The pizza at the gas station across the street is actually good.
The Venice pizza, the Vieira pizza.
Vieira pizza, yeah.
Yeah, across the street's really good.
Yeah.
That I'll fuck with. The Wawa pizza, I'm getting my chicken salad sandwich.
I tried the chicken quesadilla from there. It was all right.
I'm a cold sandwich guy from Wawa. Easy. But Jen Naparata and I were talking. She obviously wants the eyes, the attention, and the sex appeal that the men get, wants it on the women's side. So, I'm gonna try and see what we can do. I know there are people out there that can stream. They have very strict restrictions. I'm gonna send a proposal somewhere and see if maybe we can do something when I'm not broadcasting on USSAlive.com. Would love to do like Bring It podcast does the women's games, and then if we can do, and then like if I jump over for like the championship game, but if we can do it on this platform and give these women eyes and attention to help grow the women's side, that'd be fucking awesome.
It's so much better watching the game when someone's broadcasting. I wouldn't have watched a minute, not just because it was you doing it. I wouldn't have watched a minute of games at the hotel if you or someone else wasn't broadcasting the field. It's fucking boring. Like what it is.
I don't want to watch a stream and listen to some fucking buddy shriel behind home plate.
Yeah.
I don't want to listen to that.
I mean, the dude who's allowed to stream wasn't even talking on Sunday. He was just letting you go at it.
That's because he knows what's up. He knows who's going to bring him the money.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
No, but I was talking to him, Treyway Slays. Was talking to him during the Sin City duel, and he does a good job. And listen, I understand it's a paid service, right? Like I understand they have their ads and they're trying to make money as well. But we talk about growing the game, and like that's something we continuously try to get to. And what better way than just have your game out there?
Yeah, you're really not stealing money from them or viewers.
We're not stealing money at all. We don't have money.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. They think like that people aren't going to subscribe to UTrip and they're subscribing to the Bring It podcast. That's not happening.
The same people that subscribe to USSAlive.com are still having those subscriptions. The people that aren't still aren't.
I wish we could find that data somehow, and
I'll just show the comments. We'll make a poll.
I know.
Like it's
Far is right. If you could get up on that clubhouse in the white quad or even on the red quad,
I know.
I mean, there's got to be the ability. They're putting it on the TV at the red quad. They're putting it on the TVs at the red quad.
Yeah.
There's got to be the ability to do that.
Just do so. Although Josh, so first off, thanks to everybody in the conference for being good sports and being supportive of the bullshit I'm doing on the mic. So thank you. Like I was very worried about it to begin with. Like, could I bring kind of the podcast energy to the USSA Live mic minus the, sorry for cussing.
Tuesday, brother.
But like, I'm still out here saying all the same shit. So Josh Jones, pitcher for Straight Play, Ralph Triplett. Before the 8 a.m. game starts on Thursday, he's like, this guy right here. He goes, this guy right here is the best pitcher in BSC. He goes, he's fucking nasty. I'm like, all right. Looking forward to watching him. Remember that? Saw him pitch a couple innings here or there. He gets to the stadium. I fucking lead with that in the game. And he proceeds to walk the park. So he messages me. He's like, hey, really appreciate it. Love what you're doing. Love the energy. Great for the game. He goes, I'm trying to concentrate on the mound, and all of a sudden I hear you say something about a small village, and I start laughing. I go, yeah. I go, I was told you were the best pitcher in BSC, and you've now walked a small village in the second inning. He's just like, what the fuck? So, it is, and Jimmy Thurman, All-American Restoration, great sponsor, shout out. He sent me a video where you can hear me from the field on his camera phone. He sent me the video, like you can hear it, and it's like, oh wow. I know I project and I know you can hear it, but it's pretty funny. Yeah. It's just nice to be. So now people are reaching out to us, and I'm glad we're getting different people on the men's and women's side to be more involved with the podcast.
Yeah, I mean, you're doing a great job. People get it. People like it. It doesn't matter what level. No, like that's
if you're on the middle of that field, you can hear you all the way to center field because it just goes straight out.
He goes right from the diaphragm. He really, he's not yelling at you. He's just speaking with a boomer.
Uh-huh.
Although Resmondo LSR, I fucking puckered up real quick. Bishop Harris goes up for a grab in left center. Billiam, I didn't know if he grabbed it or not. I thought it went out, couldn't tell. And he comes up and he throws it in. I thought he fucking caught it. So I'm fucking up there losing my goddamn mind. And Resmondo may or may not have gotten double up for the end of the inning. And I'm just like, Jesus Christ, my big fucking mouth, not being able to see what happens. You see on replay, he goes up against the wall like this, and the wall's here and the ball, it just follows his arm all the way down to his leg and to his glove on the ground between him and the wall. So, like, you couldn't fucking tell until you saw the replay. At the very end, you see it hit the ground. And I'm just sitting there like, well, I'm up here being fucking psycho. And I felt like I got Resi doubled up, which is fine because Resmondo really didn't need to be hitting anymore. But
it was the 35 run inning?
No, that was only an 18
Uh-huh.
18 run inning.
They got third and first base coaches for that. If they're listening to you up in the booth calling, half the things you say are wrong or make no sense anyway. They need to learn that.
My third base coach got me doubled off against them in our game. And Bradley Jones is playing 180 feet in right field because the wind was blowing in. And our dude hits a line drive to right, and he goes, down, down, down. He goes, caught.
You're fucked.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. But no, it was fun. It was great. So appreciate everybody allowing me to just be a fucking big dumb idiot down there. And it's great to see everybody. And it's fun for us, like with the podcast, to be able to kind of grow it a little more and see certain things be shared and all that good stuff. But now we're going to turn it a little local because I will tell you, so I was at BP today. Vieira's a little different, right? Down in Florida. I'm like, yeah, I could play in this. I would want to be playing right now if I lived in Florida like you are, Snides. Looking at fucking some of the streams this weekend, last weekend, and seeing, I get Callan Maxwell's post. Absolutely get his post with all the C teams in the area and the C team in Rhode Island.
You get that post? Go home, dude.
To an extent.
I strongly disagree with it.
What with saying, like, how can we not fill this up in Rhode Island?
Teams.
That's what you got from that?
Hold on. Let me get to where I was going.
All right.
Let me get to where I was going.
Coco's out.
Right, but what I was going to say is, Dustin, I'm agreeing with your point in a sense of, I'm looking at the streams up here. I don't want to be fucking playing last weekend or 2 weekends ago in 50 degrees, rain, cold, 38 degrees at night on the Plex. Like, I don't want to fucking play in that. I'm glad. Even this weekend's going to be in the 50s. I don't want to fucking play in that. I'm looking forward to it.
It's always windy there too.
Yeah. And Rhode Island has some good fields, but everything's pretty spread out.
I strongly disagree with his whole statement.
I should probably go back and read it before I opened up my mouth.
I just
he called out a handful of C teams for not showing up to the tournament that we were scheduled to play last weekend.
Yeah.
A lot of those teams were scheduled to play 2 weekends ago.
Yeah.
Like
a lot of people have people have kids and jobs and prior engagements. You can't just we weren't going to Taunton last weekend because right away we had 6 guys say they can't.
Exactly. Because you guys were going to get in the weekend before.
Right.
It's like it's like they put out these schedules, and this is what I've been saying. The open schedule sucks.
Yeah.
If you have 3 weekends in a row that one's a CNIT and then one's a BNIT and then another's a BNIT, 3 consecutive weekends, you're not going to get all the teams to play in those tournaments.
So this is what
you need to do is I'm just saying in general, you need to take either have 1 or 2 weekends in a month and funnel all the C and B teams to those two weekends.
And we're doing a fundraiser on that day. We had it fucking weeks ago. We're doing a cat tournament.
So here's the thing, right? Like, and to your point, Dustin, you put this in the thread. You build your schedule out in
February.
I was just gonna say, like, let's go late. Let's call it February. So if now Taunton gets canceled from last weekend, which it did because it got rained out, and that was a B tournament, you're not going to all of a sudden start scrambling. Like, listen, last year I could have dropped anything at a dime and played anytime, anywhere, as long as Amanda was like, we don't have anything planned. Starting right now, I got a baby coming. So like now I have family. You both have children. Coco, when he gets back here, has a child or has children. He's got 2 of them. You know, like life happens. So when you make a schedule, what I do with my schedule, I'm sure you guys do the same thing. You put it up, you share it with your significant other, you share it with your, you know, and you plan out and you plan your children's activities around it. You plan your life activities around that schedule.
Our rule is if it's not on the calendar, you can't play. You can't go.
Right. Yeah. Which is for at home. If it's not on the calendar at home, like you can't just say you're playing in a tournament.
Gotcha.
Right. Which makes a ton of sense. The whole thing though is that like, so when looking at these tournaments at the beginning of the year, I always think, all right, there's a B. I would prefer to play in the BNIT or the Open rather than just a CNIT early in early April. So I was like, the CNIT is going to be out for us. We're going to play in either last weekend or this weekend. Historically, Rhode Island gets no one to travel. I mean, there are state that New Hampshire's got fucking 20 teams coming up to the DNIT
for Saturday.
And last week Rhode Island got 11.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there's something going on where teams don't want to travel to Rhode Island. I don't know what that is.
I don't know. We stopped going to Rhode Island a while ago.
Last year we played in the Open. There were 5 teams, and it was like the middle of June. People just don't go to those tournaments.
Yeah,
which is wild because that field, D, where's that field? Is that Cranston?
City Park.
It's the
City
one
Park is the one that's there's like 5 or 3 fields.
No, that's Warwick, and that's not bad because everything's right there. It's fine.
What's the one next to the Pawsock Stadium?
I don't know that one.
That's
There's 3 fields. Yeah, in Pawtucket, there's 3 fields. That's where we always used to go.
What's the one that used to have tire fires in the fucking project?
Yeah, that's the one you're thinking of. The Warwick.
That's the one.
Okay, that one was scary. That one, yes, I've been there.
Yeah,
but like the one that you guys played the Open at last year, that's a great field. It's a fucking awesome
played one.
field.
Yeah, we played one or 2 games there.
Yeah, it's a great one. It's just getting to that field. There's a bunch of bars around it. There's, a bunch of stuff right there, but it's only one field right there. Big Drew Hall. But like the Warwick fields, like those are good. It's just, I love Rhode Island. I would go to Rhode Island because it's 2 hours. I'd rather go there than go to the Plex outside the fields.
You're the only person in the Northeast.
No, but I rather drive. What I'm saying is I'd rather drive 2 hours versus the 3 hours to the Plex. If it's all the same, but I mean, the Plex. I know the Plex. What I'm saying is that drive time.
To Taunton any day. I'd rather drive to Taunton any day.
I'll go to Taunton. I'll go to Taunton on a fucking Tuesday night.
I think the other thing
Tuesdays.
The other thing is that like the other thing I saw is that no one is like pushing this tournament. No one pushed this tournament until fucking today.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like these open events need to be they should do away with CNITs. They should just make them opens. And they should like I said, 1 or 2 a month, and they should be like event style things. Funnel the teams into them. Make it so that D teams can benefit somehow from them, so that there's a handful of D teams. Then you have the majority of the C teams. Also, there's a whole list of all these C teams. The majority of C teams are in Connecticut, New York, and New Jersey for the Northeast. There might be 5 in Mass and New Hampshire. So you're not like
Long Island, Hoppegaw,
literally
whatever.
In our group chat. If there's an open tournament, we put it in there, and because you can do the calendar, if guys are out, we don't do it.
Right.
If guys are in, we do it. Like you can't play you're not gonna go to an open tournament. That's why we didn't go to Taunton. We weren't gonna go to an open tournament missing our middle infielder, our shortstop, our second baseman, and our center fielder.
Right.
It does you no good.
I had a
we
chance to
pulled
play. I
out.
was looking forward to it.
We had an opportunity to go to the Below Open as a D team. We wanted to play in the Below, like not because of Keith, which Keith, I'm glad to hear that you're feeling better and you're on your way home. But it wasn't because of Keith. I love playing in that Open, even as a D team. I love it because we talk about playing up, gives me an opportunity to maybe play well, which I never do, and look at a C team, or just play and be able to go swing a fucking bat and not worry about D rules. But we had 4, 5 guys missing, 6 guys missing. We're like, we're not fucking going into it with that many and having to pick up that many guys. It's not worth it.
Yep.
No. Yeah, so I guess what my thought, and I guess, here's something shocking, D, that I know you might be surprised to hear this. Sometimes I say things and don't necessarily get my direct meaning across.
Not
I don't know if
true.
that's happened before.
No. First time that happens, the next time that happens will be the first time.
But I do like Rhode Island putting it out there, or Callan like helping out Brian. It does surprise me that people don't go to Rhode Island more. I like Rhode Island. I like going down there. You can usually play earlier than other areas. I just don't get why people don't go there overall. And I do, but when you can go to the Plex,
it's been years since it's been years since Rhode Island has had steady softball tournaments.
And I've rarely seen Connecticut teams travel to Rhode Island, and they might be outside of like some of the Mass teams that are pretty close to it. They might be the closest ones.
Yeah, I mean, I think it used to be like an hour and 10 hour and a half to. We used to play in Pawtucket and City Park, but it was the last time I went to Rhode Island. It was a 4-team tournament.
Yeah,
it was when I was on RDD and we played fucking 2D teams in South Shore, which sucked.
I've been
playing all fucking day.
I've been playing a long time. I've gone to Rhode Island 3 times.
I used to go more when we were an E team. We used to go a lot.
Even with that, when as an E team, I think I only went down there because New England Nationals were there.
Yeah,
and then I went for the Cinco, and I went for that super windy turkey shootout. Where I do know that we had we were at a nice little restaurant and bar on the water. That was nice.
That was nice. Yeah, that was the best part of the day. Playing softball sucked.
One of my last times in Rhode Island, we almost got thrown out of the tournament because we were so drunk before the finals that we were playing beer pong, and my brother was hammered. Another guy, they fucking tackled the table. The director came running over and goes, "You guys got to stop." And we're like, "We're in the finals. You should be happy that we're getting hammered." And we scored 25 runs in the first inning.
So they're going
to kick us out.
So here's this last weekend. So this was this last weekend's D tournament in Rhode Island. 2 teams for Worcester, 45 minutes. Warwick, Coventry, South Shore, Mass, which it was the Ville. It's MP Sports Cards and the Ville, who ended up winning it undefeated. Nice to see the Ville and MP, good group guys, win that. North Smithfield, Worcester, Johnston, Rhode Island, Somerset, Mass, Boston, Mass, Duxbury. So it's all South Shore. It's all Central Mass where it's real close. It's almost like, if you looked at New Hampshire, it's the same thing. It was in Warwick.
What
Cranston?
fields?
No, it's in Cranston.
What are the fields names? What's the park? Does it say on like venue?
Yeah, give me a second.
You don't have to go back.
No, I'm right here. My internet's quick. He has East Provi, Clegg, and Warwick. Clegg was where we did the home run derby.
Yeah.
Cranston, Pawtucket, the Hank Soar Complex, and then the Warwick City Park. Oh, okay. Fuck myself.
I don't know. My camera's not working.
You look great. You just keep that frozen frame there.
Fuck off.
No, dude, you're handsome.
So all the games were played at the park. So all games were played at Warwick City. Okay. So all the games were played at that Warwick City Park. So, yeah. I mean,
and that park is that if I remember correctly, isn't one of the fields like really, really big and the other ones are kind of small?
I think so. I went there last year for this tournament. It's same kind of numbers. Can't give shout outs because there are no all tournament teams, but MP Sports Cards, the Ville, 5-0. run differential of 6.2. So nice little start for them.
Yeah.
Field 3 is a good 350 in on
That,
that.
I remember. Yeah, we used to play a couple like preseason tournaments there. It was fucking freezing cold every year.
Yeah, I am really glad that I don't do this fucking. I was saying it today at BP. I'm like, I am so glad we haven't played yet this year. But is there more like? So I'm trying to think like with the New Hampshire. That's where I was going with the New Hampshire NIT this weekend. Is it because there's more teams in this area? You know, Dustin, I think this actually plays into your point of too many options. I think that plays directly to it.
What's going on in Connecticut this weekend?
There's got to be at least one D tournament in Connecticut this weekend. Yeah. Guaranteed.
So the New Hampshire DNIT has Maine, Vermont, New Hampshire, Vermont. It's all northern New England, 2 mass teams. One's from Saugus, so it's 45 minutes away. And
there's 20 teams, and there's only 2 mass teams. That's crazy.
Wild.
There's 9 D teams. It looks like at the GSL Classic in Torrington on the 20th.
Is that this weekend?
Cool.
Yeah.
We thought about going to that too, but we're like Merrimack's fucking 15 minutes away.
That GSL stuff is. I mean, they
What's
did
the
well
difference?
last year. It's nothing.
All right.
And there's that's a mixed tournament.
Did you see what Heaven posted today about U-Trip and one other association on Softball Uncensored going to the same ball or going to a better ball?
Yeah, I wasn't sure what he was
I know
talking about.
GSL is. They have a hardcore now.
What?
GSL has a Dudley hardcore now ball. One of the guys from my team in Arkansas, had one, and
But does it make sense that GSL would, since it is U-Trip? Yeah, WSL
is
one.
what it was.
Yeah.
WSL, yeah.
What did he say? What are they doing?
Going to a better ball.
I mean, the best ball to go to is the hardcore.
I just don't think you need the hardcore at any level. Unless you're doing home run derby shit.
Yeah, but
Am I wrong? I've never hit
it. It's not heat. It doesn't get affected by the heat.
So I would say George is a good spot to try that out then.
So you need that, but that's where you really got to test bats.
Well, yeah, you should test bats at every tournament.
I would like that.
Well, but how many? Like I know this weekend we're probably not testing bats.
That's a joke.
I agree. Good thing I'm swinging my Louisville Slugger. I know is going to pass. BIP 21. Use that code. Hey, by the way, go get those new gloves. BIP 21. Get 20% off.
I don't need a new glove because I just won one in Austin's raffle I got this weekend, but those gloves look really nice.
They do.
And Louisville gloves are my favorite.
I love the Louisville.
I've had mine for 4 years and it's still mint.
Yeah, mine's really good. Snides, what do you? So D, you guys aren't playing until next month.
Shootout.
When's that?
The May 18th. That was our original schedule. All these other ones, I fucking hate playing in April.
You've been saying that for 4 fucking seasons now.
It makes no sense. Look,
on the podcast for 4 seasons.
And if we were just playing at the shootout, it's possible that there is no seat. I mean, that there might be one this weekend, a 5-team tournament in fucking Rhode Island. That might be the only tournament that actually goes off.
I don't think our first tournament is until then too. Let me look at our schedule.
It just doesn't make sense because there's so much rain. I mean, and here's the thing that I was thinking earlier today. Platinum Fire went to a Worlds last year that had 5 teams in it. Why weren't they talking about how teams showing up to that tournament?
So yeah, we have
Maryland. There's 5 fucking teams at a world tournament.
Yeah.
We're playing the Jimmy Dogs on the 27th, and then we're doing New Hampshire CNIT on the 4th, and then the shootout.
Well, I think we're playing in that. I have to go out and look at it.
Again, we're trying to put something together for the 4th, but you
didn't put it on your schedule to start,
right?
Because that also came out after you made your schedule, probably.
We have at most 10 guys for the beginning of the day.
To start the day, we have like 8, I think, to start the day. It's just like I have T-ball other
Little League
people at
opening day.
people. Yeah. There's
Uh-huh.
fucking a ton of shit going on with kids. Like,
Oh, we are in that CNIT. So bring your 6 guys and we'll beat you. Mainly because you're gonna have 4.
probably not going to. Like, I'm not like, we also, this was the issue that National Gold had last year. I was on a team that we had to pick up fucking guys every single weekend. I'm not doing that
Yeah.
again.
Yeah.
It's not. I don't like, and that's what. So we met as a team too, and we did like Snides. What you're talking about, D. What you're talking about. I don't want that. Like, I'd rather not be on a team where it's like we're playing. I want to play, like, well, before I had the baby or before having the baby, I wanted to play 2 times a month. But it's like now I'm like, I've seen what that looks like, and I'm like, I don't want to pick guys up. I want to play with my guys. I want to play with my team. Like,
Yeah.
I want to play with the boys.
Yeah, I'm only playing once a month.
It's because you're in conference.
It doesn't matter.
It's
too
perfect.
Good.
It's
Yeah.
perfect.
Hey,
Yeah.
Rippy's a fucking beauty.
It's the best.
Fucking, I got to meet Rippy of Off the Bench and the Michigan State director this past weekend.
Yeah, I mean, look at us, man. We had to pick up 3 guys to survive this weekend, and 2 of them
Right.
fucking balled out. Johnny did good too, old bastard. But the 2 young kids, we had a 23-year-old,
Yeah.
and then I think Chandler was like 27. Chandler he didn't make it out in the second duel, hit 800 in the first one.
No, Chandler was gross this weekend.
And then Bobby is a 23-year-old kid who jumped on the mound and didn't give a shit. It was awesome.
I hate, like, you pitchers, D, like, you're the pitcher here. You're fucking nuts. Like, what happened to you that you want to be a pitcher?
I couldn't throw overhand after.
That's
Yeah,
that's
no.
when my brother started pitching too.
Dude, like you think you can throw a softball like you throw a baseball, and then your shoulder just gets all fucked up.
I can't throw the ball to save my life anymore. Fucking 20 feet.
Yeah.
I wish
I
I saw
can
you
bounce
play
it.
second.
Our outfielders were tired, and I think it was one of the games. I'm like, I'll go out there and run around for a couple innings. Everyone looked at me and said, "No, it's an instant double or triple."
Oh, hold on. We before we get, first off, I didn't get my MFK. It's pretty easy. It's a toss up between McDonald's and Wendy's. Burger King's getting killed, and Burger King's is gonna be killed like some fucking hostile type shit. Like, I'm gonna torture that fucking thing.
Was Burger King the one with like the chicken fries or whatever?
Oh, those are fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would feel like I'm at my school having cafeteria lunch if I got the
Then
chicken
they give
fries.
you the sauce can sit right on the top of the container.
Yeah, because I can't figure out how to hold this
This
sauce.
is the mailman's
Big-
wife we're talking about. Okay.
All right, let's see if this is gonna work. Because
Oh, he's
I
got
want
pictures.
you boys. I want you boys to get in on this too.
So are you going with are you solidifying your M and F?
He's
Here?
fucking. He's
Yeah,
marrying
so
McDonald's.
I'm gonna
and
probably
fucking
go
killing Wendy's.
Wendy's.
Ooh,
No, I'm gonna marry McDonald's because it goes down to the McDouble and the McChicken. I used to just eat the shit out of those things when I was on the road. $4 you get that. The fillet of fish is fucking lovely.
it's totally different now, though. McDonald's is so shitty now. It's totally
I
different.
haven't
No,
eaten
it was
in
shitty
years,
the
and I'm
whole
fine with
time.
it.
The
but
fries are not as
we
good
got
as they
older.
used to be.
It's so
I used to
shitty.
like Burger King's fries. When they switched to that crispy fry, I was there for that.
Wendy's fries.
It's
are the
more of,
best.
do I want the Frosty? Does the Frosty outweigh the McChicken?
But
I think it does
have you
because I
tried?
like dipping my
did you-
fries.
Did you try the orange crust frosty or whatever? There's orange.
No, I haven't gone to any of these 3 in a very, very long time.
Me neither.
Taco Bell's where I go. I'm like,
Shamrock Shake from McDonald's, not too
I
bad.
should crush some of those.
I got a Shamrock Shake from a brewery in Jersey, and it was not very good, and I was warned. But
We're gonna
this
have to
is we
critique
gotta
this one
talk
on
about this.
Tuesday
here.
night on the pod.
This is the jam
Mikey
shop.
Snyder
spot.
coming in for a pinch hit,
Yeah, this is
swinging his magic mic stick.
a little disappointing
Talking
here.
about bat.
So I'm a little bit far away. I tried zooming in. First
Nice.
off, we're coming off the bench cold. Did you stretch
Took-
it all here?
Took a
Off the
pitch.
bat. Great eyes by Mike
I always
Snyder,
stretch.
just dreamy.
That's off the hands.
Uh-oh, Snides. That's showing the stadium power. All right, Snides, we're gonna have to break this down when we come back live on Tuesday night.
He is so angry walking across the field right there.
I hit off the fucking hands.
All I wanted to see was something fucking good. I got the camera out and everything. I just wanted a fucking good shot from you, and I got that.
Yeah, I stretch. If I'm not in the game in the third inning, I'm getting ready. I'm old, man. I
Are
get to
you-
wait a bat. I take some swings. I stretch.
Every half inning, run a pole real quick.
No, don't run
Stay
it
warm.
for the hits, maybe.
Ooh,
I was so pissed off. I hit the freaking handle.
Have you been down behind the dugouts, like underneath the
Yeah,
stadium?
it's fucking sick, dude. The clubhouses and everything.
Dude, that is so D and Coco. DW, I went down there with him one time, and it's so fun. I wish it was open. I get why it's not, but it is fucking awesome underneath there.
It used to be a minor league facility.
Yeah.
But there's
Good.
full clubhouse and everything in there. It's cool.
So, all right. I see the eyes. I see the yawns. We'll see you
I'm
next
out.
week. Have a good one.
See you guys.